Yesterday, Bitcoin broke out bullish and we are finally seeing some bullish price action on the chart for Bitcoin and some other altcoins. And this could be your final warning before the next Bitcoin bull market starts. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what we can expect for Bitcoin in the coming days, because I see a lot of interesting formations unfolding, which I will talk about with you in this video. There is a lot of bullish news coming into the market and a lot of interesting news about the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs are coming in. We can also see that MicroStrategy bought another huge pile of Bitcoin, and we can also see that Japan is embracing Bitcoin like never before. Later in the video I will also talk about the two altcoins Cardano and Bittensor TAO, and especially about Cardano there's a lot of interesting news coming into the market. So sit back, relax, enjoy this video, and don't forget to slap up that like button because it will be highly appreciated by me. And with that being said, let's now dive right into the charts. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin finally broke out of this huge falling wedge formation. We saw multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And this price of Bitcoin was getting squeezed into its apex, and we finally saw a break to the top side. Yesterday, I was expecting that we potentially could see a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support. But unfortunately, we didn't go back to this resistance to test it as support, because at this bullish retest, I would enter the market for Bitcoin in a long. But as you can see, we didn't go back to this level because Bitcoin just decided to go upwards, and the breakout target of this formation will be confluent with the top side of the formation, which will be around to $102,000. So from this level we could see more exponential move for Bitcoin in the coming hours and days, and this could all the way bring Bitcoin all the way back to the $102,000. But keep in mind that this previous resistance hasn't been tested as support yet, so we could potentially also see a throwback to this level to test it again. And if this happens, my orders are still open for Bitcoin to enter the market in a long. And of course, this looks very bullish, and this looks like the start of a huge trend reversal. And as you can see, Bitcoin was a little bit of a downtrend, and it looks like that Bitcoin is shifting from this downtrend into an uptrend. So let's see if Bitcoin can continue the bullish uptrend and create higher highs and higher lows. So this is looking very bullish, and this is the start of the next impulse. And zooming out to the 4-hour time frame, we can see another huge formation is unfolding on the Bitcoin chart. We can see this top side resistance coming into play. We can see 4 touch points here on the lower side of the top side, and also on the lower side we can see 3 touch points as support. Beginning this week, we saw a beautiful bounce from this lower side support, so this was looking very bullish, and this bullish bounce can lead us all the way to this previous resistance on the top side. So if Bitcoin decides to come back to this resistance, we want to see a break to the top side, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then we can aim for higher targets. But for now, we are inside of this huge formation, and the Bitcoin price is getting squeezed into its apex, and eventually we will see a huge break. But Bitcoin always decides to break before the apex is getting reached, most likely. So we will either see a break to the top side, or we can also see a bearish break, and that we have to aim for lower prices. And that of course will be the bearish scenario for Bitcoin. So for now, we are in the middle of this range. So let's see if we can see a more bullish strength for Bitcoin in the coming hours and days, because we are bounced from this lower side support, and we want to see more strength that we're coming to this resistance again. And as I said, if Bitcoin decides to break out bullish, I'm going to wait for confirmation of the break, then I'm going to wait for a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then I'm going to enter the market in the long for Bitcoin and aim for higher targets. And then the top side of the resistance formation will be confluent with this breakout target, and that will be around to $108,000, and that of course will also bring us to a new all-time high. So this could mean the very bullish scenario for Bitcoin in the coming weeks, and keep in mind that this could all play out in the coming days. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin ETFs, we can see that yesterday was a little bit of a bearish day. We saw $186.3 million in total of outflows, and especially because the Fidelity Bitcoin ETF was selling their portion of Bitcoin. So in total, we are now at the $40.5 billion in total cumulative inflow. So this is of course very bullish, and the Bitcoin ETF is still the most successful ETF in the history of ETFs. And if we have a look at the Ethereum ETF, we can also see a little bit of outflow yesterday, and that was because the Grayscale ETF is selling. So we saw $22.5 million in total outflows yesterday. So this was also having a little bit of a bearish effect on the price of Ethereum. So let's see if the rest of the week can be bullish for the Ethereum and also the Bitcoin ETFs, because there are still 4 trading days for these ETFs left in this week. And zooming out to the daily time frame, we can see something very bullish was unfolding. And yesterday on my Twitter channel, I was already posting about this formation. On the chart, we can see higher lows, but on the RSI we can see lower lows, and that indicates a bullish divergence for Bitcoin. And as we can see, we can also already see a little bit that this bullish divergence is playing out to the top side. So this was especially what I was expecting on my X channel yesterday. So you could have been warned about this potential move for Bitcoin, and now let's see if Bitcoin can show a little bit more strength, and also that the RSI is coming to more highs, and that we can see the next spike to the top side for Bitcoin. And as you can see, the Bitcoin price is still in this bullish uptrend, so let's see if Bitcoin can continue the trend to the top side. And also another chart on the daily time frame is this huge daily formation. We can see the price on the lower side is having a lot of bounces as support, and on the top side we can see multiple touch points as resistance. And also here the price of Bitcoin is getting squeezed into an apex, and we will finally see a breakout of the price, and it could happen in the coming days, but also it could happen today. So for instance, if we're going to see a break to the top side, we could wait for a retest, then we can maybe aim for higher targets, and then as I was saying, the top side of the formation will be complemented with the breakout target, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way to a new all-time high around to $180,000. But of course, a bearish scenario is also possible, that we're going to see a break below the support, that we're going to retest the support as resistance, and then we have to aim for lower prices, and then the lower side of this formation will be confluent with the breakdown target, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way to the $86,000. So this is the bearish scenario, and the $180,000 is the bullish scenario. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this Bitcoin formation? Are we going to see a bullish break to the top side, or do you think we are going to see a bearish scenario unfolding? And personally, I think we will see a continuation of the bullish uptrend, because Bitcoin is still in an uptrend, and I think we will see more exponential moves to the top side in the coming weeks. And yesterday we had some very interesting news coming in, and that was that MicroStrategy bought another 7,633 Bitcoin, and it was approximately 742.4 million, and they bought at a price of 97,000 per Bitcoin. So they bought a lot of Bitcoin yesterday again, and in total they now hold $47 billion in Bitcoin, and currently they are also in a 51% profit, because this is very bullish, and this is the dollar cost average portfolio of MicroStrategy. And as you can see here, they bought a lot of times, and every time we saw a green dot, they bought more Bitcoin. So currently they also are buying at the top and also at the all-time highs, but also at the 97,000 where we were yesterday. So this is looking very bullish, and I think a lot of other companies will follow in the future, and this of course will be having a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin. So for instance, if he keeps buying, we will see more price continuation to the top side in the coming weeks for Bitcoin. And zooming out to the weekly time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is in a little bit of a bull flag formation. In the earlier stages of last year, we saw a huge bull flag was unfolding, then we saw a huge consolidation for a lot of weeks, and after that we saw a big continuation to the top side, and we saw 3 very bullish weeks at the end of the 2024. Now we are seeing a next consolidation, and this consolidation also looks like a bull flag formation. And a bull flag formation is a typical bullish bias pattern which tends to break to the top side more often than to the downside. So if for instance we're going to see a break to the top side, we are going to see the next exponential move for Bitcoin happening. But of course a bearish scenario is also possible, and that could bring us all the way to this lower side support, and this previous bull flag formation could then have acting as support. So for now, I think we will see a continuation of the bullish uptrend, and after this huge consolidation, we will see the big move for Bitcoin happening. So if Bitcoin breaks out to the top side, this could mean that we're going to see a continuation of the bull market, and I think if this bull flag is going to break out, we will see prices above the $130,000. And of course, this is a very interesting target for Bitcoin in the coming weeks. So Bitcoin is still in this huge bull market, and I think we will see just a continuation of the bull price. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about the price target for Bitcoin in the coming year? Do you think that we will hit levels above the $150,000, or do you think we will just stay below the $100,000 in 2025? Let me know in the comments, please. And we also had some very interesting news from Japan, and they are going to classify Bitcoin as a financial product like securities according to the Nikkei index. So this is also very bullish for the Bitcoin standard, and also for the Bitcoin price overall. So Japan is embracing Bitcoin, and they also want to scrap a ban on Bitcoin ETFs and cut taxes on crypto assets from 55% down to 20%. So this is also having a very bullish effect for the Bitcoin market overall, because a lot of investors are maybe going to buy more Bitcoin in the coming months, and especially investors from Japan. So this is also very bullish for the crypto space overall, and let's see if this is going to have a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin. And the first altcoin I want to have a look at is Cardano. We can see that Cardano is respecting these horizontal levels very carefully, and every time we came to a certain resistance or support, we respected this horizontal level very carefully. So every time we touch this level, we saw a bounce to the top side, but now last week we saw a beautiful bearish retest, and we saw that this horizontal support was broken to the downside. We saw a little bit of bearishness, but then we also saw a beautiful bounce from this support level on the lower side. And as you can see here, we are seeing a beautiful bullish candle today, and this is all because we are seeing that Grayscale files for a spot Cardano ETF for the New York Stock Exchange. So this is looking very bullish for the price of Cardano, and this is what causing the impulse for Cardano today. So if Cardano can break this resistance area to the top side and maybe see a retest of this resistance to test it as support, we can continue the bullish uptrend to the top side. But of course, we can also see that Cardano is closing this daily candle below this resistance area, and then we can see a huge bearish retest for Cardano unfold, and that means that we have to aim for lower prices again, and that could bring the price of ADA all the way back to the 57 cents. So for now, it is looking very bullish, and especially when a spot ADA ETF is coming, we will see more beautiful green candles and more inflows into the Cardano market. And also this beautiful triangle was unfolding in the last weeks. We saw a breakdown to the downside, and then after that we saw a beautiful consolidation happening. And if we have a zoom in on the 4-hour time frame, we can see a falling wedge was unfolding. And yesterday on my X channel, I was posting this falling channel for Cardano. So eventually, this falling channel is a bullish price pattern, and it tends to break to the top side more often, as we can see here. So we broke out, we had some bullish news, and now we also came to the top side of this formation, which was confluent with the breakout target, and that was around 81 cents. So this could also mean that Cardano is going to see a little bit of a retest because the breakout target has been reached now. But of course, we want to see that this breakout target is going to be invalidated and that we're going to see more topside continuation. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the future of Cardano, and do you think we will see a Cardano spot ETF in the coming year? And the next altcoin I want to have a look at is Bittensor TAO. Also, Bittensor TAO is respecting these horizontal levels very carefully. And as you can see here, Bittensor was in this huge downtrend, and this bearish trend was unfolding. We can also see we broke a little bit below the support level, but now Bittensor TAO is looking for a reversal, because we now we're in this huge downtrend, and this bearish trend could be shifting into a bull trend if Bittensor TAO is going to break this resistance area and come all the way back to this next resistance area. So for now, this daily chart is looking very bullish. And let's see if Bittensor TAO can break this downtrend and shift back to an uptrend, and that of course will be very bullish. But for now, we are still in this downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. So eventually, we want to see that Bittensor TAO is going to create a new higher high, a new higher low, and then we could shift from a bearish trend into an uptrend. And if we then have a look at another daily chart formation for TAO, we can see that this falling wedge is unfolding. We saw multiple touch points here on the top side as resistance, and also on the lower side as support. And we are now finally breaking out of this falling wedge formation. But be careful here, because we want to see a close of this daily candle above the resistance area, and then we can confirm the breakout, and then we can maybe see a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then we can aim for higher targets. And the top side of this formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring us all the way back to the $725, and that is of course the very bullish breakout target for Bittensor TAO. And if we, for instance, see a bullish retest and we come all the way back to the breakout target of $725, this could mean that we're going to see an increase of more than 85% for TAO in the coming weeks. So this could be a very interesting trade for you to make on Bittensor TAO. And if this bullish retest happens, I'm going to enter the market for TAO in a long, and then I'm going to aim for this $725. So let me know in the comments, do you hold Bittensor TAO in your portfolio, and are you still bullish on TAO? So please follow me on my X, where I post a lot of in-depth analysis about Bitcoin and altcoins. You can also follow me on my free Telegram group with clicking the link in the description under this video. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.